Hey guys, I want to do a quick get ready with me today before work, and I'm just gonna use some new products, and I want to do like a really kind of soft polished look. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, we're not gonna do like a smoky eye or anything dramatic. I really just want it to look polished. So hopefully that will make sense as I go along. All right, let's start off with the Merit Shadow Sheens. So I've got Matchbook and Palladium. I'm gonna start off with Palladium, and it's just like a really pretty kind of champagne kind of silver. And I'm just gonna do like a soft wash of that all over the lid. I didn't know if I was gonna like these or not. I never got any of their regular solo shadows, like the matte ones. And I'm bringing that honestly like all over, just seriously like a soft wash of color all over. Now I'm gonna go into Matchbook, and Matchbook is more of this kind of like burgundy rust shade. And I'm just gonna like build that up. And I'm gonna go right on this outer corner into the middle. And now that I have like a soft wash of that on just the outer portion, I'm gonna go in with a smaller, more detailed brush, and I'm just gonna like build that up a little bit. And I'm just gonna go more on that outer corner and build that up. I'm bringing it just a little bit down. I'm like splaying that brush out sideways, and I'm just bringing it right underneath here. See how that's just like a really pretty soft wash of color? It's almost like watercolor. I really like it. Now I'm gonna go in with the Prada liner in shade Wood. And I'm gonna do like a very tiny, how do I explain this? Tiny, like short but thick winged liner. I'm gonna try and get close to show you guys. So I'm going right where this starts to dip down, and I'm just gonna etch that out. I hope this is a good angle for you guys. And I wanna etch this out to come out to here, like in a straight line. But I don't want it to extend too far out. I want to keep it really compact right there. And now I just want to connect that. And I've really been liking this new Rephr brush, the Shodo 6. It's perfect for a liner. So I'm just gonna blend that out a little bit. Not really blend, I guess, more like drag. Okay, so can you see how that is more compact? When I close my eyes, it doesn't wing out all the way. It's like I'm trying so hard to look straight ahead so that you guys could see. And it's like right where my eyelid dips down here, this liner just goes straight out. So when I close my eye, it looks like a very thick line right there. But when I open my eye, it's very short, very compact, but still kind of winged out a bit. All right, I'm gonna do the other side really quick. Just a heads up, that was a little harder to do on top of the Merit. I feel like it just made it tug more than it normally would. So next time I'm just gonna use like a liquid eyeliner. Okay, now I am going to line the upper waterline. So right up here. And I really, really love how this Prada pencil does not transfer onto my bottom waterline. Because a lot of times I will do just my upper waterline, and it drives me nuts when it transfers to that bottom one, and I want it to be like nice and neat. I am gonna curl my lashes with my Rephr 18R. I am really happy with this one. So I got this Victoria Beckham Vast Lash Mascara as a like free sample with my last order. And I love it. I love it. It's really nice. It just gives me like the fluffiest, but also very lightweight lashes. So they don't feel heavy. I don't think they look heavy. And I love also, it washes off very easily at nighttime. So always start by the root, do a little shimmy and pull up. Yeah, I know that she has another mascara, but it is a tubing mascara. And I'm just not like the biggest fan of tubing mascaras because they don't give me like the volume that I want. You know, it's good for like just definition, but you're not gonna get that volume, or at least I, in my own personal experience, I have not seen the volume that I want from tubing mascara. And that's just with one coat, but like, look at the difference. I love mascara. It's just like so good. Yeah, for her next sale, I gotta pick this mascara up. I wish that she had this mascara in the other colors. Like I would love this in that burgundy shade. That would be stunning. Okay, for skin, I already put on my Victoria Beckham primer. This is new to me, but I felt like I feel dumb because I put such a priority on getting her foundation because of the TFC 8, and I don't know why I did not put two and two together and think, oh, I could have just gotten the primer that also has the TFC 8 in it. So at least on days where I'm not wearing the Victoria Beckham foundation, I could at least just, you know, have this underneath my regular foundation and know that I'm still getting those anti-aging benefits from that peptide complex. I thought that the gold was gonna be way too dark for me, but it works. I felt like it would just because I was already using the Vive primer, and that one is pretty bronzy gold anyway, so it works and I really like it. I don't typically have problems with my foundation lasting or anything like that, so I don't really need a primer to make my foundation last longer, but I do like how it lays on top of it. So I'm gonna use the Sarah Creal, her Face Flex. It's a foundation and concealer in one, and I do really like it. I just always have to add a little more yellow pigment to it because it's still not warm toned enough for me to match me. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of my LA Girl Pro Mixer in yellow. And I'm just gonna add a tiny, tiny amount of that. So I'm just gonna blend that together, really prime my brush, really load it up so that when it goes on, it's not just like this thick layer of foundation. It's just gonna look nice and natural. And I mean, that's kind of what I always want, but especially for today, for this more like polished look, I have to re-record my nighttime skincare routine. I already did it, but I feel like a couple of things have changed since I made it. And I just feel like I could do it better. So I don't want to put out like mediocre content, and I always want it to be as like authentic and genuine as possible. So if there's anything that I'm doing differently, then I want to be able to, you know, talk about it and show that, you know, share it with you guys. I had to put my bangs back. I knew they were gonna get in the way. Like, I love how natural this foundation concealer hybrid looks. I have so many ideas for future videos for you guys. It's almost overwhelming. I really want to focus on lessons, makeup lessons. That's like my favorite thing to do. I love to empower women, or anybody that just needs that empowerment, that confidence of what to do and how to move forward to achieve that look that makes them feel the most beautiful. So I really want to start recording like some lessons, but I get so caught up in like being repetitive. And then I also never know what to do, like how to title it to make it a little more searchable, like easier for people to find. And then I also really struggle with like thumbnails. It's always like the stupid little things like titles and thumbnails and things like that that kind of overwhelm me. I'm gonna use the Westman Atelier Face Trace in Biscuit. I just picked up the mini one. I never used it before. And I want to keep this as natural and polished as possible, so no stripes anywhere, okay? So I'm actually gonna use the brush and apply it from there. So I'm gonna start a little up here. It's so crazy. It's like I have a mirror right on the side of me, and the way it looks in real life in the mirror versus how it looks on camera is so insane. On camera, my foundation looks like a shade too light. In real life, it matches perfectly. In real life, this color right here, it looks great. I feel like on camera, it looks a little stripey. It's so hard. On me, in particular, Biscuit is not very much of a contour shade. It does pull just a little warm on me, but not like too warm. It's actually kind of perfect. And I'm blending it super well because I want it to be almost like undetectable, you know? And I'm just very lightly, like very light pressure, kind of blending, stippling, and I'm just gonna bring that a little bit kind of where the sun would naturally hit me. So that's why like up here, tops of my cheeks, under my eyes. And I feel like this is not typically where you see content creators applying this type of makeup. Like they're always like doing it in stripes, like, you know what I mean? Which is fine if they are achieving the look that they want, do what they want, you know? But that's just not the look that I want to achieve. I always want my skin to look natural. I always like to leave the drama, the fun part of the makeup for either my eyes or my lips. And sometimes both. And like in real life, this looks good already, but I feel like on camera, it's hard to see. Like it's not picking it up because it's not heavy, you know? And that's what does make kind of teaching lessons a little hard through video, because it doesn't pick up on camera the correct amount that I'm trying to teach to apply. Does that make sense? I'm gonna put a little bit around my bridge of my nose. In one of the shorts that I made last week for like the Sephora sale, I saw it and I was like, oh my God, I have that stripe on my face. I was like horrified. Because sometimes I won't even look in the mirror. I'm just like applying it through how I'm seeing it on my phone. And then when I stop and I see myself in real life, I'm like, oh my God, that's a lot of makeup. I'm bringing a little underneath my chin here. Even though it pulls a little warm on me, it's not too warm where I can't put it underneath here. And then drag it down on the sides so you don't just have this like line under here. See how like just natural that looks so far? Like I just look ever so slightly sun-kissed, you know? And that's exactly what I'm going for. Okay, now I have this Victoria Beckham Color Wash Liquid Blush. I feel like apparently this product is very polarizing. A lot of people do not like it. I, however, love it. I think it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I just don't know if maybe it's user error or not, but oh, and this is in Vintage Rose, and I was nervous that this was gonna be too dark for me. Like, I'm just doing one dot so far, and I'm blending that out. I thought it was gonna be way too dark, but it's actually gorgeous. And it's not a shade I would normally go for. I normally go for like beige blush. I don't typically go for pinks, but I'm so happy I got this. I'm gonna put another dot. It's always easy to add than it is to take away, especially a product like this where it's like a stain, you know? And it really is a color wash. It really does just look like watercolor on your face. And I know that that's not for everybody, but for that more kind of like polished, sophisticated skin look, this is perfect. You know, I can't really picture someone, you know, young, like 20 or in high school or something using this and liking it. But I really like it a lot. And I like to do one cheek at a time since it is a stain. Oh, that's looking so beautiful in person. I hope it's translating as well onto camera. It's gorgeous. Okay, I am running out of time. I think I got a little too excited with chatting. So I'm gonna use Rhode blush in Sleepy Girl. Very lightly, right where I put that color wash, just for a little extra depth. Sarah Creal, today's highlights, this just in. Really, really loving this. Yet another product that I thought was going to be too dark for me, but once you blend it out, it's gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. A little bit of the Nars translucent powder. I'm just gonna go in with the flat brush from Nikki LaRose, and I just do my T-zone. And it just kind of sets all of that. Yeah, I never really put pinks on my cheeks. I'm such a beige girl, or sometimes I'll do peach if I want to be real crazy. For lips, I'm gonna use the Vanngo lip liner in As Much As You Like. Really beautiful shade. And yet another color that I did not think was gonna work for me. This is the YSL Love Shine Candy Glaze shade 44. I think that's the nude lavalliere color. Again, I never wear pinks, but I'm trying, guys, I'm trying. And it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I unexpectedly really, really love it. I don't know if I have time to do a close-up in the other room, so I'm just gonna try and do a close-up for you guys here right now. And I hope that you realized and noticed that I didn't use any concealer. I didn't put any under eye powder on. I just don't feel like I needed it for this like really soft, polished look. I wanted it to look natural, not cakey. So here is a close-up. I hope that you could see all of like that softness. Like, it just looks so beautiful. I love the eyes. I love that liner. This lip color, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Let me see if it looks any different if I shut this light off. Hold on. I feel like, yeah, with that light off, I feel like you could kind of see the blush better. It's soft, but in person it is darker. So that kind of sucks. I wish that you guys could see it better, but I don't know how to make that happen. All right, guys, I gotta head out. I gotta get to work. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I genuinely love this, and I'll see you again next time.